This is another small section of Wife of Bath's prologue. It's called Wife of Bath Rejects Austerity and Frugality. It's only about 10 lines. So we'll do this. You say also that if we make us gay with clothing, all in costliest array, that it's a danger to our chastity. Now, if you've seen the previous lecture, Wife of Bath is actually documenting this series of misogynistic attacks against women, against her, and in extension against women. And she says that if women, you have a problem with everything, right from being rich or being poor, being beautiful or being ugly, you have a problem with everything that woman is. So this is a series that is being continuing for a very long time, and now she says that if we, the women, are dressing in something that makes us happy, make us gay with clothing, if dressing in something, dressing in a way, it makes us happy, in nice clothes or accessories, you'll say that we are sleeping around and it's a threat to our virginity. Now, this actually translates to the modern day slut shaming and also kind of victim blaming, because whenever some woman dresses in shabby clothes or inappropriate dressing, she is slut shamed. Whenever a woman gets raped, it is very common to say that she must be wearing revealing clothes, and only a slut, only a fallen woman can wear such clothes. This is a kind of mentality that translates into the modern day slut shaming. So she's exactly talking about that. And you must back the saying up, Padi, repeating these words in the apostle's name. In habits meet for chastity, not shame, your women shall be garmented, said he, and not with broidered hair or jewelry or pearls or gold or costly gowns and check. Now, not only that the men say this, they also back this up. In this case, the Wife of Bath's husband, he also back up this quote by quoting the apostle St. Paul's, and in somewhere, in some religious document, he must have said that your women, they should be dressed modestly. There should be no fancy jewelry, fancy clothing, pearls or golds. Women shouldn't be fashionable, shouldn't be stylish or chic. Somewhere St. Paul's have said that. And this husband, beside his own mentality of slut shaming Wife of Bath and women in general, also backs his mentality up by bringing in this quote of St. Paul's the Apostle. After your text and after your rubric, now Wife of Bath is fed up of all this. She says that after your text and after your rubric, I will not follow more than wooden art. And Wife of Bath is totally fed up of all these religious and misogynist manners. She says that your holy text and your set of laws, it's a load of crap, and I won't follow the rules at all. She defies. Now, the implication of this very small, very short section is that religion, in a way, it backs misogyny. Now, this is one of the topics also for our discussion that I had mentioned. Now, it's religion and misogyny in one side and women on the other, because women, at least how Wife of Bath puts it, they have to fight both religion and misogyny, which backs one another. Now, Wife of Bath, in this section, she defies this patriarchal control of her body, of her clothes. She defies also the religious authority, which is symbolized by the St. Paul's and his quote about women, that women should dress properly and all that. And Wife of Bath defies both this patriarchal control and the religious authority. Instead, she chooses liberty and womanhood. Now that is why this section, this is a very important implication of this section. This was a very short section, then that's it. Thank you.